Welcome, everybody, to the Attack Action Podcast, Pack Cracker, Isaac Edition. In this video, I'll be opening these 6 packs and talking about my decision-making and considerations when deck building for the sealed format. Later on, Taylor, Colin, and I will be playing each other and uploading those videos for your enjoyment. So let's get right into it. Get these out of the way and open our first pack. One of my favorite parts about Aria is the complexity in the sealed gameplay. I'll just sort these out, even though I'm excited to look at the end. Shiny Stir the Wildwood. Oh, nice. Mark of Lightning. I have yet to pull one of these in sealed or limited. This is a pretty big deal, actually. Get that token out of the way. Tokens are available for everyone. Nice. Got a couple red arrows. That looks pretty good. Got a Bramble Spark. Always good. Looks like we got a cracked bauble in here. So like I was saying, I really like the Aria limited play in particular, because I find with this set more than the others even, the generics oftentimes dictate your deck building, right? So if you have a lot of blue ice cards, maybe Oldhim might look pretty strong. If you have, a bunch of red lightning cards that you can just give go again with Lexi, that might be more your speed. So there's a lot of, nuance to the deck building here. It's not simply just kind of like, what are my best cards? And then let's fill it in with shitty blue generics or, just whatever I got to do to make 30. It feels like in this, these cards dictate your deck building and matter almost more or just as much at least. All right. See, we got a Sigil of Suffering. I think that card is really good in limited, just the free damage and block. Yellow's just fine. Haven't seen a lot of lightning cards yet, but we'll see how we do. And there we go. Speak of the devil. Lightning card. Ace, Winter's Grasp, followed by Autumn's Touch. Both great. Both fuse, swing pretty hard, and block for 3. Nice. I really like blue Glacial Footsteps. Blue Biting Gale, not so much. Ooh, there's a blue Tome of Harvest. I really like that card. Blue, functional, and, works really well in Oldhim. Nice. Got a Cracker Jacks. Unfortunately, conflicts with my Mark of Lightning. But Tome of Harvest also works really well in Briar because it's a non-attack action, right? Rites of Replenishment, a little underwhelming. And a Yellow Mulch. All right. Looking pretty good here so far. Now in Lexi, what I'm kind of looking for here, right, is strong lightning cards to give go again and fire out of arsenal, then follow up with an arrow, or strong ice cards to probably buff your arrows. What I'm looking for in Oldhim is, first of all, blues, right? You have to have X amount of blues to make Oldhim function at all. Then I'm looking for, you know, some way to dominate, a few very strong attacks. Those blues need to be obviously earth and ice to some degree. There's a Stir the Wildwood. Explosive Growth. Here's a red Weave Ice. That's pretty exciting. Great card. Red Invigorate. I personally don't really like the elemental cards so much, but if you just have one or two reds in your deck, it can actually be very good, right? Like if you're running Briar and run one Entwine Lightning and, you know, are pretty lightning heavy anyway, just arsenal that and swing with it later. Or one red Invigorate can really catch your opponent out. Here we got a red Mulch. I don't like this card quite as much in Limited just because of the odd cost. It's very difficult to make Seismic Surge tokens, but still, really big swing there. Really looking for the Earth Fuse to disrupt your opponent. All right, got a pretty good ice pool here. Red Icequake, Chill to the Bone. It's all right, but a Weave Ice and a Winter's Grasp. There we go. There's a Winter's Bite. I really enjoy that card. I find it's very good for fusing and then seizing momentum the next turn. Ooh, boom. Channel Lake Frigid. That's pretty exciting. I have yet to play this card in Limited, so I'm unsure of how good it is. But, I mean, the ability is very strong. We'll see if we can get that off if we're playing an ice character. Honing Hood, very nice. Sets up Ranger. Oh, gotta make a little room here. I've been wondering, since this set's so new, right, and so different, I was kind of wondering what does everybody else look for in their Limited decks. I like that card quite a lot. More than the 4-cost rare in Limited, just because it's a little bit easier to play. Made much better with the Ice Fusion there. What I'm looking for in Briar is obviously strong cards, right? You have to have a combination of strong cards, but then we're going to count up our non-attack actions. Geez, a lot of off-color Invigorates. There we go. There's an Electrify. Earthlore Surge. Sorry if you guys can hear my dog snoring in the background. I did all I could for audio's sake, but will not be kicking my dog out of the house. These lightning cards aren't quite what I'm looking for. I like the red Lightning Surge, both of them, actually, but then the other ones are a little bit underwhelming. It's nice to have the versatility of a blue lightning card. If you draw 2 blues, you can still fuse with it, but I have found that those are a little tough. Buzzbolt. Because if it's a lightning card, you want to fuse with it, arsenal it, then play it later. And then if it's your resource card, you know, I guess with the exception of Oldhim. Nice, got a Coat of Frost. Frazzle, Bramble Spark, Strength of Sequoia. All right. Well, there we go. It's starting to look like... Here. Dang, I got a lot of red Oldhim cards. And I got Cracker Jacks, so that makes Thump very good. Let's organize these first. I find, unfortunately, it's very easy to rule Oldhim out if you don't have enough blues. So let's see how that goes. Not really into all of these yellows. However, I do like having these two available. The Strength of Sequoia and Emerging Avalanche to buff the attack next turn. Biting Gale can be kind of tough. If you pull it off, I'm sure it's good, but pitching a card and playing this and having an ice card to fuse it with to only block 4 is, I'm sure, pretty disruptive if you manage to get there, but not super into that card. Okay, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, 12 blues, actually, which could get us there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. I like to see maybe 14, but 12 could do the trick. We also have quite a lot of good cards here. Let's see. Let's go through these again. I'm more of a fan of just in limited these 3-cost attacks than the mulches. Just quite a bit easier to pull off. Also have those. This can be quite a strong Oldhim deck, actually. Yellow Glacial. Don't love it. If it's yellow, it might as well be red. Well, put that on the back burner. All right. When we're thinking about Briar, we're just going to look at non-attack actions. You don't have to have a ton of them, but you got to have some of them. I'm not going to count Inspire Lightning because it doesn't have Go Again. It's a little tougher to pull off. That with a Vela is pretty good, but, just in of itself can be a little bit tough. It's like an extra card in my opinion. Okay, 1 yellow Electrify, and that's all we got there. These 2 Lightning Surges would be really nice to use. All right, let's see. Tunnel Harvest. And so tomorrow, a yellow Earthlore Surge. Well, I'm going to say that's technically enough. Don't really know red Bramble Sparks. Pretty poor Lightning Pool. Let's see, what's our fuse? Villa Flash, Lightning, Earth. Pretty even split there. Let's see what our power level is. Stir, this card is nuts. It's really, really strong. But 1 yellow stir, 2 yellow stirs, that's pretty good. Explosive Growth is pretty good if you can set it up. Right, it says, all right, this card, Arcanic Shockwave, is just busted. It's crazy that you can have a 2-card hand and play it for 5 damage and arsenal the lightning card, or a more card hand if you have a embodiment of lightning set up and you can or you have the boots and you can attack your opponent with your weapon after playing that along with a non-attack action. It can just get really, really good. One card I look for in here, I forget what it's called, but the one that costs 1 and does a arcane and swings for 4 and gets Go Again is, to me, like the most broken card in limited. That's what I really look for in my Briar decks, because they can't block the arcane. So, playing a Bramble Spark into it just turns on your weapon and you have this crazy weird damage turn that is really hard for your opponent to deal with. All right, let's look at this Lexi pool. So for Lexi, obviously, you just got to look at number of red arrows to start, right? She doesn't have a weapon, so you got to be able to do something. So I have these 3. those kind of count. They're not quite as strong. You have to be able to load the second arrow, obviously, or start with that in your arsenal. But then you don't start with a lightning or frost or ice card in your arsenal. So, all right, this is a decent Lexi pool here. I really like these cold waves for combating fatigue, I think, in constructed, but a little less good in limited. All right, so our Lexi pool is all right. We have 1 red overflex, kind of plenty of arrows, not as many red arrows as we'd like, but, you know, this would definitely do it. You know, the on-demand from Shiver is pretty nuts, nothing to mess around with. All right, let's go back to our elemental pool. So as far as lightning, right? 1 yellow electrify, that's all right. It's a non-attack action. 1 blue ball lightning. I mean, ball lightning is always very good. Then we have these 2 red lightning surges. Those are excellent. Especially in Briar, where you would fuse with it in Arsenal. Lexi already has the go again, so not quite as good. Let's see. We have quite a lot of good ice cards. I don't know about blue icy encounter, but it is a good break point. All right. I like the blue Polar's Blast because it's flexible as a resource card and it still strips a card. Obviously not as much pressure as the red, but still quite impactful. Okay, we have 2 very strong buffs here. And Winter's Bite and a Winter's Grasp. All right, let's look at these. Red Evergreen, red Autumn's Touch. That's obviously very good. So I'm starting to look at Oldhim again. Just for... kind of barely have the number of blues, and then we have pretty strong ice cards and pretty strong earth cards. Oldhim is one of the harder characters to pull off, I would say, just because of his less aggressive upfront strategy. So I think these would go in. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31 maybe. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, 12 is a little bit low. All right, if we went Lexi, we do have all these strong ice cards. Let's see how many ice fusion arrows we got. Lightning, ice. You know, we could make potentially a fairly oppressive Lexi deck just based on these ice cards. But I think I'd like to give Oldhim a try. I haven't played him in Limited in quite a long time, and I think that that's the direction we're going, right? We have 12 blues, good ice, good earth, pretty solid stack of reds. I'm like a little bit worried about the number of reds. I might get an all red hand, but that's the way we're going. We're going to bring Oldhim to the fight. So... yeah, I guess that's it. Let's take a look at our equipment before I really get Sealed in here. So I could run the Cracker Jacks with Thump, Coat of Frost, and a Buckler. This is tough because with Lexi I could run Honing Hood and Mark of Lightning. But I didn't quite get the Lexi synergy I would have liked. Except maybe just the Frostbite tokens. So that's the way we're going. Look out Colin, look out Taylor. Thanks for watching everybody. We'll see you in the game.